In the previous video, we talked about the max heapify procedure. Now let us look at the time complexity of max heapify, right? So this was the procedure of max heapify. If we look at it, what is happening? These are all constant time statements. Assignment, if, else, again comparison, assignment, something like that, right? Exchanging, all these are constant time operations, right? The only time taking factor is this max heapify recursive call, which is called on the child. Alright, in case if the root is not the maximum, what happens is the root is exchanged with one of the children or one of the child, and then the max heapify is called on child. Alright, so that is the amount of time taken by the max heapify procedure is the time taken mainly by the recursive calls. So how many recursive calls are made? If we look carefully, what is happening is we are looking if the root is maximum. If it is not maximum, then we exchange it with one of the children, right? And then again we are calling max heapify on the child, again till when, till what, till either the child does not the child reaches the value reaches a point where it does not violate the max heapify, or it reaches a leaf, right? So in the worst case, what are we doing? We are just traversing the value till the leaf, right? 2 was here and now 2 has floated down till here. So what it has traversed? It has traversed the entire height of the tree, right? So max heapify, the time taken by the max heapify is equal to the height of the heap on which max heapify is called, alright, and not the entire tree. Let us say if we have a big tree, right? Let us say we have some more nodes, and I call max heapify on this node, just this node, right? So the time taken by max heapify will not be the height of the entire tree. It will be only the height of this tree on the subtree rooted at I. If this is the I, if this is I, and we are calling max heapify on this node, then the time taken by max heapify will be the height of this tree or the height of this subtree, and not the height of entire tree. Alright, what is the height of a tree or a heap? That is log n, right? If we have 3 nodes here, then what is the height? Log 3 base 2, that is 1. Alright, so it the height is given by log n, right? We saw in the previous video what is the height of a complete binary tree or a heap. It is log n base 2, right? So that is the time taken by the max heapify procedure, where n is the number of nodes in the subtree rooted at I. Alright, if this we call max heapify on this node, then the height of the tree will be according to the number of nodes in this subtree and not the entire tree, right? So that is about the time complexity of max heapify procedure. Now let us take one more example and see how max heapify works, alright, without going line to line, just algorithmically how does it work, right? Let me rub it. Let us say we have something like this. Let me take another example. Alright, if we look at this example, is this a max heap? It is a max heap if apart from this node. Why? This node is violating the max heap property. Why? It is not the maximum. It is not containing the maximum element. The maximum element should be at the root node, but this is not containing the maximum element, right? So only this node is violating the max heap property. This subtree is max heap because it contains the maximum element. This subtree is a max heap. Only this is violating the property of max heap. So we will call max heapify on this node. Alright. let us index it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Alright, now let us call max heapify on A. Let us say it is represented by array A and on the index 1, right? Yeah. Now what happens is this becomes I. Alright, this is I, and L will point to the left child and R will point to right child. Look at the algorithm and now see. Alright, this is I, what L will point to left child, that is 2I, and R will point to right child, that is 2I plus 1. Alright, now these all are less than the heap size, less than equal to heap size, so these are present in the heap, right? Now it will see which one is the largest out of the three. Which one is the largest? 60 is the largest, so largest will point here, right? And now it will check if largest is equal to I. Is largest equal to I? No, it is not equal. I is 1 and largest is 3. So what it will do? It will exchange these two values and call max heapify on largest, right? And 1 are exchanged and max heapify will now be called on this, right? So when max heapify is called on this, what happens is this becomes the new I. Alright, this becomes L and this becomes R. What is L? 2I, 2 into 3 6, and what is R? 2 into 3 6 plus 1 7. Alright, this is L, this is R, and both are less than equal to heap size, so these are all present. Alright, now it will see which one of the three is largest. Which one of the three is largest? This one. Alright, so largest will point here. Now it will see if largest is equal to I. What is I? 3. What is largest? 7. These are not equal, so it will exchange these two. 31 and 1. And now it will call max heapify on this. What happens when it calls max heapify on this? Now max heapify is called on this. Left child is 14 and right child is 15. But what happens is the 14 and 15 are not less than equal to heap size. What is heap size? 11 is the heap size, alright, but these elements are not present in the heap. Its left child and right child is not present in heap. So according to the code, what happens is largest will point here. Alright, and the last if condition fails. What is the last if condition? If I is not equal to largest. If largest is not equal to I. But here I and largest are equal, so it will not call max heapify and it ends here. Alright, so in worst case what would have happened? The maximum value would be present here. Alright, and then it will just float down till here. But what happened? It just floated down in the right subtree. Alright, the value 1 which was at the root, it just floated down in the right subtree. Alright, in the worst case what would have happened? It would have floated down till here. Right, in case these two values would be exchanged or there will be some other set of values, right? So these would float down till here. So what is actually happening? It is just calling, or it is just max heapify is called recursively until it reaches leaf in the worst case, right? And in the best case it just stops at some value, or it doesn't, it is already a max heap, right? So in the worst case what is happening? The value is floating down till the leaf, and in order to move from root to the leaf, or from the node on which max heapify is called till the leaf, how many amount of nodes we need to travel? Equivalent to the height of the tree or height of the subtree, right? So what will the height of subtree? Log n base 2, where n is the number of nodes in the subtree, right? So log n base 2. Now I hope max heapify procedure is clear, right? Now I had to discuss one important point or one important property of heaps or an almost complete binary tree. In an almost complete binary tree or a complete binary tree, right? In an almost complete binary tree or a complete binary tree. What is an almost complete binary tree or a complete binary tree? Heap, right? Leaves are from indices n by 2 plus 1 to Alright, leaves will be from n by 2 plus 1 till n, right? Then what will be the non-leaves? Non-leaves will be from remaining, right? 1, 2, right? Let us see some examples. This is an almost complete binary tree. How many nodes does it contain? 5. So leaves will be from 5 by 2 plus 1 to 5. What is this? 5 by 2, 2.5. 2.5's floor will be 2 plus 1, 3 to 5. 3 to 5 should be leaves. Is this true? 3, 4, 5 all are leaves. True, right? Let us see one more example. Alright, there are 10 nodes, right? Now, the leaves should be from 10 by 2 plus 1 to 10, which is 5 plus 1, 6 to 10. Is this true? 6 to 10 indices are leaves, yes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 all are leaves. So, it is true. And non-leaves will be from 1 to n by 2. That is 1 to 5, right? And here the non-leaves should be from 1 to 2. True? Non-leaves are from 1 to 2 or the internal nodes are 1 to 2, right? So that is one of very important properties of a heap or an almost complete binary tree or a complete binary tree. If I take an example of a complete binary tree, then let us see this one. This is a complete binary tree. Why all levels are full? How many levels are there? 4, right? So how many nodes are there? 15 nodes are there. So leaves should be from 15 by 2 plus 1 to 15. What is 15 by 2? Floor. Floor of 15 by 2. 7 plus 1, 8 to 15. 8 to 15 should be leaves. Is it true? Yes. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And internal nodes should be from 1 to 7. Is that true? Yeah. So in a complete binary tree, number of nodes will be 2 power h plus 1 minus 1, where h is the height of a complete binary tree, right? So what is the height of the complete binary tree? 1, 2, 3. 3 is the height. So number of nodes will be 2 power 3 plus 1 minus 1. That is 2 power 4 minus 1. That is alright. Clear? Now this is an important part. Remember it. The leaves in an almost complete binary tree or a heap will be from n by 2 plus 1 to n, and non-leaves will be from 1 to n by 2. Now let us see one more. Now we will talk about one important procedure of max heaps, that is build max heap. That is, given an array of numbers, a random any array of numbers, let us say something like this, or alright, so we need to build a heap out of it, right? We want to build a heap out of these numbers. So how can we do that? Also I want to mention an important point, that is, if an array is sorted in a decreasing order or a non-increasing order, it is already a max heap. Let us say 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This is an array sorted in decreasing order or non-increasing order, so it is already a max heap. Also, an array sorted in increasing order or non-decreasing order is a min heap. This is max heap and this is min heap. Alright, this is max heap, this is min heap. How? Let us see the representation. 6, 5, 4. How do we represent an array in using the tree structure? We use it level wise. Alright, we represent it level wise. In the first level, all levels should be filled except the last level, which should be filled from left to right, right? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Is this a max heap? Maximum should be at the root. True. Now for this subtree we check. Is this the max heap? Yes. Maximum element. Is this max heap? Yes. These are already max heaps. Alright, so this is a max heap. That is, an array sorted in decreasing order is already a max heap, and an array sorted in increasing order is already a min heap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the property of min heap? Minimum element should be present at root. Is it true? Yes. Now let us see about the subtree. Is the minimum element at root? True. Is the minimum element at root? True. Now for these leaves are already min heaps, or leaves are already max heaps, right? So that is an important property. And now let us see how to build max heap. Alright, so whenever we build a max heap, leaves are already max heaps, right? Why? Because leaves, if we see them as a subtree, it is a one element subtree, alright, or a one element heap. So maximum element is already present in the leaf, right? Maximum element is already present in the root, so it is already a max heap. That is, if I say something like this, let us say this is the max heap, right? So leaves are already max heaps. Why? Because it is a one element heap. If we look at it, it is a one element heap and maximum element is present at the leaf, so it is already a max heap, right? Now in order to build a max heap out of arrays, let us say we have an array 3 2 4 1 5, right? So if I represent it in the form of an almost complete binary tree, 3 2 4 1 5, alright. So these three are already max heaps. Why? These are leaves, so these three are already max heaps, right? So only nodes which are violating the property, which may be violating the property of max heaps, would be these two, that is the non-leaves. So we only call build max heap only on non-leaves and not on leaves, alright. Why? Because leaves are already max heaps, so we don't call build max heap on leaves, alright. We only call it on non-leaves, because non-leaves are the ones which might be violating the property of max heaps. Leaves won't violate them, alright. So leaves are, we only call build max heap only on non-leaves, right? So now let us see the build max heap procedure and how does it work, alright, algorithmically. Alright, so here length of A is equal to n. Length of A is equal to n. Now since we have to call max heap, build max heap, we have to take care in build max heap, we have to just take care of non-leaves. What we do, what we had learned in the, what we have learned, that the leaves in a complete binary tree or an almost complete binary tree will be from n by 2 plus 1 to n. That means the non-leaves will be from 1 to n by 2, right? Now here length of A is equal to n, alright. So we call max heapify AI on n by 2 down to 1, that is on non-leaves, right? On internal nodes we call build max heap, that max heapify, sorry. Alright, so what we did, first step is heap size of A is equal to length of A. Why? What is the length of A? N. Alright, n is the number of elements present in the array. Now we are converting all of them into heaps, so heap size should be updated to n, right? Now what are we doing? For I is equal to length of A by 2 down to 1, that is for I is equal to n by 2 down to 1, that is for all the non-leaves, what we should do, max heapify A on I, that is on every node we should call max heapify, right? From n by 2 to n in the reverse order, right? From starting from the largest non-leaf to the root, alright, we will go in the reverse order. Why? Because if you can try, if we go from 1 to length of A by 2, the max heap property would be violated. The max heap, the maximum element won't be taken care of it. Alright, so we go from down to up, that is the largest non-leaf to the root. Alright, so in max heapify we call from the largest non-leaf to the root, right? Let us see an example. 4 1 3 2 16 9 10 14 8 7. Alright, what are we doing? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So there are 10 nodes, right? So 10 nodes. Where will be leaves from? Leaves will be from 10 by 2 plus 1 to 10, that is 6 to 10, that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 6 to 10 should be leaves, right? And non-leaves should be the remaining ones, that is 1 to 5. True? 1 to 5 are non-leaves, right? 1 to 5 are non-leaves and 6 to 10 are leaves. True? So what are we doing? Heap size of A is equal to length of A. So what is the heap size of A? Heap size of A is equal to length of A. What is length of A? 10. So heap size is now assigned the value of 10, right? Heap size is equal to heap size of A is equal to 10 now, right? Now what are we doing? Length I is equal to length of A by 2 down to 1. What is length of A? N by 2 down to 1. 10 by 2, 5. From 5 to 1, max CP5 on A and I, right? Now from 5 we are calling max CP5. What is the function of max CP5? If left subtree and right subtree both are max heap and the root is violating the property of max heap, right? Root is the node that is causing violation of the property of max heap. We call max CP5 on the root. So what is happening when we are calling on the node 5? Left subtree is a max heap, but it is just a leaf. Right subtree, if it would be present, if right subtree would also be present, it would again be a max heap, but it is a leaf. So a leaf is already a max heap. Both are, left subtree is a max heap, right subtree is a max heap, but because both are leaves. So the only node which will be violating the property of max heap would be the root, this root, right? So we are calling max CP5 on this, right? So if we call max CP5, what will happen? The root itself is the maximum, so we don't need to do anything. If root wouldn't have been the maximum, we would have to do the exchanges and accordingly call max CP5. But here in this case what happens? The root is the maximum, so nothing needs to be done. Now let us see. Now we are calling it on 4, right? I was initially 5, now it has become 4. So we are calling max CP5 A4, this node, right? So this is I, this is L, this is R. I, L, R, right? L, R. Which one is the largest? L is the largest. So largest will point here. And now largest and I are not equal, so we exchange it. 14 and 2 are exchanged, right? Alright. And now max CP5 will be called on this. When max CP5 is called on this, since left subtree and right subtree are absent, this will be pointed as the largest, and the largest and I would be equal, and so it will stop here. Alright. So now this one is done. I is equal to 4 is over. Now I is equal to 3. We are calling max CP5 A3, right? That is on this node, right? What will happen? This is I, this is L, this is R. Which one is the largest? This one. So largest will point here. Largest will point here. And now largest and I are not equal. What will happen? Largest and I will be exchanged. A of largest and A of I will be exchanged. That is 10 will come here and 3 will come here. 10 and 3. Alright. And now since this value has come down, it might violate the maxi property of the children or the child subtree or the right subtree. So we call max CP5 on this. Now since it is a leaf node, nothing would happen. Alright, since it is a leaf node, nothing would happen. Why? I and largest both will point to the same node, and hence there won't be any recursive call. It will stop there and just return. Alright. Now for 3 it is over. Now for 2, that is max CP5 A and 2, right? So on this node it is called, right? What will happen? What will happen when this is called? I is this, left and right. Which one is the largest out of the 3? This was 16 is the largest, so 16 and 1 will be exchanged. Right? Now one may cause the violation of max heap property of the right subtree. So we call max CP5 on this node. in the max CP5 procedure itself, not here. Alright, in the max CP5 procedure you may look at it. So we will call max CP5 here. Alright, when we call it here, what will happen? This is the left child and right child is absent, right? So out of the left child and this one is the largest, and since right child is not less than equal to heap size, so that condition would not be evaluated, right, if condition fails there. So out of these three, these two, which one is the largest? This one is the largest, and largest and I are not equal. What will happen? Largest and I are not equal. What will happen? It will again be exchanged. 7 and 1 will be exchanged. And max CP5 will be called on leave. What does happen? What happens when max CP5 is called on leave? When max CP5 is called on leave, nothing has happened. It simply returns. Alright. So that is, we are done with I is equal to 2. Now I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1. We are calling max CP5. That is, we are making a call like max CP5 A1. Right. So out of this, I is this is L, and this is R, right? Out of these three, which one is the largest? L is the largest. So 16 and 4 will be exchanged. And 4 will be exchanged, right? And also now max CP5 will be called on this. Alright. Why? The floating down of 4 or the exchange of 4 might have caused the left subtree to violate the property of max CP. So we call max CP5 on this. Now when we call max CP5 on this becomes I, this becomes L, this becomes R. Which one is the largest? 14. This one is the largest, so these two will be exchanged. 4 will come down here. Now I and largest will not be same. Largest would have pointed here, so these would exchange and max CP5 will be called here. Alright, now max CP5 is called here. So what will happen? Out of the three, which one is the largest? This one is the largest. So 8 and 4 will be exchanged. 8 and 4 have been exchanged, right? Now again max CP5 will be called here, right? When it is called on leave, nothing happens. So now we have successfully converted this into a max CP. Let me clearly write down this tree here. 16, 14, 10, 8, 7, 9, 3, 2. Alright, now this has become a max heap. Why? The maximum element is present at the root. Is this a max heap? Yes, maximum element is at root. Is this a max heap? Yes. Is this a max heap? Yes. Is this a max heap? Yes. Leaves are already max heap. So now it has been successfully converted into max heap. How? Using build heap procedure. Alright, build max heap procedure, which just involves calling max heapify on non-leaves. That is from 1 to n by 2 flow. Alright, so that is how we converted an array into a max heap. Now in the next video we'll look at the time complexity of build max heap and how it is better than sorting an array of elements into a decreasing or an increasing order in order to convert it into a heap. Build max heap takes less time as compared to arranging the array in ascending or descending order in order to convert the array into a heap. Alright, so we will see that in the next video, build max heap procedure and heap sort also, maybe in the further videos. So that is it for this video. If you happen to like it, then please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.